as considered the marketing savior for the sport.
So many people were also painting her out to be the problem. She could never do enough. She could never speak out enough.
Caitlin Clark's huge European contract offer has caused frustration among veteran WNBA players, many of whom believe their years of dedication make them more worthy of such deals, and now feel they should be earning significantly more than the fast-rising rookie.
It's physical. Caitlin is helping to grow the league. These women understand that, but she cannot be babied as a rookie. That's all I'm at.
Caitlin Clark's move overseas could harm the WNBA significantly, as she's set to become the highest-paid player globally and finally receive the recognition she deserves, far away from a league where her peers seem to undermine her success and value.
In reality, it wasn't what it is. The quality of basketball may have been up to snuff, and you had somebody as popular as Cheryl Swoops, who had her own signature shoe, had to deal with Nike and all of this other stuff. But the bottom line is, very few people gave a damn.
Why should Caitlin Clark stay in a league where she doesn't even have full backing from her teammates? After the recent news broke, Nalissa Smith was spotted laughing with DJ Carrington about the eye poke, showing just how little support Clark truly has.
Ow! Oh, I'm sorry. You poked me in the eye. You did.
I did not poke you.
Did you do it on purpose?
I did not poke you in the eye.
You did it on purpose?
Nalissa Smith, Caitlin Clark's teammate, laughed alongside DJ Carrington as Carrington mocked Clark, repeatedly asking, "Did you do it on purpose?" Surprisingly, Smith didn't defend Clark, revealing just how isolated Caitlin is, even among her own teammates.
And they're like, well, hold on, man. This woman is booed up with the girl that poked Caitlin Clark in the eye. They're making videos making fun of Caitlin Clark in the eye poke. What is the Indiana Fever doing?
Instead of supporting Caitlin, her team promoted Nalissa Smith's season highlight reel, showing no loyalty to Clark. With both rivals and teammates mocking her, the EuroLeague offer is understandable. Let her go. The WNBA will regret losing her talent.
If Caitlin, in every post-game press conference, she came out and talked about the kind of hateful comments that she was getting, if she came out and told everybody the reason why she has personal security that goes with her every single place, it's a lot. And so it's not just Caitlin Clark fans or Indiana Fever fans. It is not all going in one direction.
Caitlin Clark's European deal isn't just a simple transfer. It exposes the obvious disparity in opportunities between some WNBA stars and those gaining traction overseas. Why has this caused such a stir? Caitlin, who's just beginning her pro career, is already receiving offers that veterans like A'ja Wilson haven't seen, despite years of excellence. Neither Wilson nor other elite WNBA players have been offered such valuable deals. The fact that Clark is drawing this much attention highlights a major imbalance that frustrates long-time players who feel ignored by both the WNBA and international teams.
It wasn't to the degree of Caitlin Clark being on that basketball court and people watching her, but nevertheless, rising tide lifts all boats.
For A'ja Wilson, Caitlin's European offer isn't just about the deal itself. It's about the message it sends across the WNBA. A'ja has always believed that an MVP award should signify more than just a title. She feels it should guarantee top opportunities, financially and in recognition. But now she's watching Caitlin Clark, who hasn't accomplished as much or been in the league as long, secure deals that A'ja believes should be given to players of her caliber and achievements.
But a lot of people that laid the groundwork that deserve shine as well. Here's what we're going to do.
Are they playing now?
Here's
what we're gonna do. Are they playing now?
We don't have Andrea.
Remember, you gotta
we don't have any of the women, Chanae. They'll come back on. We'll revisit this conversation gladly.
A'ja's frustration runs deeper because it reveals a harsh reality. Success and skill don't always guarantee financial rewards in the WNBA. While Caitlin was still in college, her games sold out and fans lined up to watch her. Meanwhile, A'ja, despite being MVP, struggled to attract similar crowds during her professional games. This disparity speaks volumes and highlights the frustration of being exceptional, but not equally compensated.
The reason 12 million people are watching ESPN for a game, if that game was on CBS, they probably would have had 25, 30 million people watching that game.
Carrington's dislike for Caitlin Clark is well known. Their tension is nothing new. However, things escalated during the viral eye poke incident that left Caitlin injured. Instead of apologizing, Carrington mocked her, intensifying the drama. This public disrespect wasn't a one-off. It reflects a deeper, long-standing resentment Carrington seems to have toward Clark. The incident merely exposed those feelings for everyone to see.
I would even know her name, Nylisa Smith, if she played on any of the other 11 teams. She was the second overall pick 2 or 3 years ago in the WNBA draft. Decent player, but no one would know. She played with Caitlin Clark. People know her name. She has no gratitude. She has no respect. She can't tell her girlfriend, hey, we ain't doing that.
Carrington's bitterness likely stems from Caitlin becoming the face of women's basketball, a spotlight Carrington herself hasn't reached. Despite being a talented player, she hasn't achieved the same fame or success. This has likely fostered resentment, worsened by the eye poke incident. For Carrington, Clark's sudden fame feels like a slap in the face, as though her own effort and talent are being overshadowed by someone who hasn't earned it the same way.
The most watched WNBA games in over 2 decades. What does that tell you? That tells you that before Caitlin Clark came along, it wasn't nearly as popular. It doesn't mean it wasn't growing in popularity over the last 2 to 3 years. But 3 years ago, WNBA was an afterthought.
What's most concerning about Carrington's behavior is how she seems to take pleasure in Caitlin's struggles. Rather than apologizing for the injury, Carrington joked about it, mocking Caitlin as if she enjoyed her pain. This isn't just rivalry, it's deeply personal. Carrington's open resentment and disrespect toward Caitlin have been ongoing issues. Nylisa Thomas has also joined in this hostility. After the eye poke, Thomas laughed with her girlfriend about Caitlin's injury, showing an alarming lack of empathy. Such behavior is unsettling, especially coming from professional athletes. Their amusement at Caitlin's pain highlights a larger issue in the league.
Thing above board, it doesn't matter what Nylisa Smith does. She can go out and mock our meal ticket, the best player in the league, the person that's making us all rich.
For Caitlin, this type of hostility is deeply troubling. The WNBA should be a league where players support one another and collaborate for its success. Instead, she's encountering open disdain from fellow athletes. This creates a toxic environment where competition is replaced by the desire to tear each other down. Caitlin's injury wasn't just a physical accident. It became a symbol of the antagonism she faces from individuals like Nylisa and Carrington, further emphasizing the toxic culture forming around her in what should be a space of mutual respect and professionalism.
Has been impacting the WNBA well before this year. This is not a new thing. Sure. This is, and in that way, I do think Caitlin's being used as a pawn. Caitlin didn't bring citizens to the WNBA. This has been happening.
The challenges Caitlin Clark faces aren't just limited to her interactions with opposing WNBA players. They extend to her own team, the Indiana Fever. In professional sports, a team should offer stability, encouragement, and a shared goal of success. This involves trust, cooperation, and unity in tough times. But for Caitlin, her time with the Fever has lacked that support. Instead of standing by their injured teammate, the Indiana Fever seemed indifferent, failing to publicly show any meaningful support for Caitlin's situation.
All of those who think it's funny, could you imagine if it was the roles were reversed? If Caitlin Clark, 2 white girls, made a video mocking it, what the reaction would be? I mean, let's just be honest. I don't want to go, what about Favre? But what about Favre? It's the truth.
Caitlin probably viewed this as a betrayal. Her commitment was disregarded, while her teammates celebrated others instead of defending their star player. This raises serious concerns about the team culture. If someone like Caitlin, who brings visibility and value to the league, lacks support from coaches and teammates, it signals deeper issues. A team should be a player's support system, both on and off the court. In this case, Caitlin faced silence while the spotlight shifted to others, sending the message that her well-being isn't as important. This situation reveals a harmful team dynamic.
All I gotta say is she's lucky this UConn team isn't healthy. And that's a true statement.
That's not. That's wrong, Molly.
Monica?
That's wrong, Molly. Molly,
like
it's
five
excuses.
top players,
It's
am I
excuses,
right?
Molly. It's
Major
excuses.
injuries.
You would not be saying that if it wasn't UConn.
Major stars not playing.
Listen, excuse
Gotta
me,
go.
it's her against Caitlin Clark.
Stephen A.
Ain't no excuses.
Stephen
You
A.
got there.
Wait a
Don't
minute.
want to hear that now.
Stephen A.
Let me tell you, if
Paige
Georgetown
Becker-
is back in the mix, I'm going to be insufferable. I'm just telling you that now.
What?
If Paige Beckerson basically missed 2 seasons, I don't know if we'd be talking about Caitlin Clark the way we are now.
Such neglect can erode a player's morale and lead to feelings of disconnection, negatively impacting both performance and mental health. Caitlin is left questioning if the WNBA, and especially the Indiana Fever, is the right fit for her career. Why stay if her team doesn't have her back? This adds to her consideration of a move to Europe. Overseas, she would likely earn more and be welcomed by a team that appreciates her. European teams are known for respecting their stars and offering necessary resources. For Caitlin, the lack of support from the Fever could be the final push she needs to make the move abroad.
A lot of this noise came by people that were sitting on this network. They tried to minimize her, said, well, you giving her all this credit. What about the women that came before her? What the women came before her, what they did cannot be taken away. That ain't got nothing to do with Caitlin Clark.
The WNBA has long struggled to compete with other major sports leagues, and losing a talent like Caitlin, who could draw new fans, could be devastating. The concern is that Caitlin's move to Europe may set a dangerous precedent. If one of the league's top stars can leave for better opportunities overseas, what's to stop other top players from doing the same? The WNBA could find itself in a situation where its best talent is playing abroad, leaving the league with fewer stars to attract fans. Caitlin's departure might be the tipping point that sends the WNBA into decline, undoing years of progress and hard work. This isn't just about Caitlin.
When they got eliminated from the playoffs, the attendance dropped, the ratings dropped. If the WNBA is more, it is, and I get it. Why aren't people watching?
This issue isn't just about Caitlin. It's about the WNBA's future. Angel Reese, DJ Carrington, and Aja Wilson understand that the league can't afford to lose its top stars. But Caitlin's departure shows that the WNBA isn't doing enough to keep them. Caitlin Clark's decision to sign with a European team could have lasting consequences for the WNBA. The league has spent years building its fan base, increasing viewership, and establishing itself as a serious player in professional sports. Caitlin was one of the key figures driving that growth.
Women that have been calling for the equality, and now that there is the chance for them to start getting paid more because the exposure's up. Because it's her, you have people like, what's her name, Jamelia Hill or what? I can't stand her. Yeah. You got these women who are coming on here and they're saying it's because she's one.
Her presence on the court attracted fans who might not have otherwise watched WNBA games, and her ability to connect with audiences made her a vital asset to the league. When Caitlin stopped playing during the playoffs, the effect on viewership was immediate. Fans who had tuned in to watch her suddenly lost interest, and the numbers showed it. This presents a serious issue for the WNBA. The league has worked tirelessly to boost visibility and expand its fan base, but Caitlin's exit puts all of that progress in jeopardy. Without one of its biggest stars, the WNBA could see a significant dip in viewership, which would hurt its revenue and long-term growth potential.
I don't want to have to deal with what everybody else has to deal with over Twitter. We're special. We're tall women who occasionally make layups. That makes us special, and we deserve a special level of treatment.
The resentment Caitlin faces from fellow WNBA players isn't limited to a select few. Many in the league harbor jealousy and bitterness toward Caitlin, despite the fact that she's done more to elevate the league's profile than almost anyone else. Before Caitlin's rise to fame, the WNBA struggled to attract fans and maintain viewership. But with Caitlin in the spotlight, the league saw record-breaking attendance and increased media coverage. Yet instead of celebrating Caitlin's success and the positive impact she's had on the league, many players seem intent on tearing her down. This resentment is largely driven by jealousy. Caitlin's ability to draw fans and secure lucrative deals has made her a target for players who feel they aren't receiving the same opportunities. It's a toxic environment that has made Caitlyn question whether the WNBA is the right place for her.
Caitlin Clark come into the WNBA and do what she's doing right now. Immediately, absolutely not.
Given everything Caitlyn Clark has faced in the WNBA, she has every reason to consider moving to Europe. In Europe, she would be paid more, face less hostility, and have the chance to continue building her brand without the constant negativity surrounding her in the WNBA. Europe offers Caitlyn a fresh start, where she can focus on her game and keep attracting new fans without the drama and toxicity she's experiencing in the WNBA. Caitlyn's move to Europe could have major consequences for the WNBA. Without her, the league risks losing its biggest star, and with that, its expanding fan base. Caitlyn has drawn more attention to the WNBA than almost anyone else, and her departure could lead to a drastic drop in viewership. The WNBA is already struggling to compete with other major sports leagues, and losing someone like Caitlyn could send it into a downward spiral.